The other group. All right, here we go. I want to talk to you today about greatness. Greatness. I've been meditating and thinking about greatness, and I got the little text. My son sent that little image to me because we've been waiting for something to come. We've been waiting for a package to come, and in this wait, we've been, literally waiting for weeks upon weeks, and we've been tracking it. And in this tracking, the tracking number yesterday, without warning, it says your package is being sent back. It has incomplete address, insufficient information, which means it's got to go back to its original place. And so I thought of that. That's perfect, because what I've actually been thinking about with greatness is there's a incomplete, and then there's a complete, and there's a in part, and there's a complete imperfect view. And this is the process of greatness. Greatness, if you just put it on a timeline, because everything's kind of like on a scale. If you put greatness on a scale, greatness starts with good. Greatness doesn't start with perfect. There was a book out years ago, From Good to Great. So greatness doesn't start off as horrible. Greatness starts off as good. When everything was created, the creator said, it is good. And so it starts off with good, but the full potential of everything that was created was not completely there. So even though it was incomplete, it was still good. It was good. So we know that everything that is incomplete is good. And then it goes on a scale of becoming greater and greater and greater until it reaches. You can't reach greatness, because greatness is the progress and the process of increasing. Great is a station. Great is a place. So if I say that person is great in business, they're great in business based upon, why would you say they're great? Well, because they've accomplished this, they've accomplished that station, and they have that station. These are the stations they own. They position themselves in a place of great, but greatness is ever increasing. Greatness is always growing. And so if you realize that you have greatness in you and it's always growing, and you may have a place where it's incomplete, where it's not all the information is necessary, all the talent, skill set that you want is not there, that's incomplete. That's in part, partial, part, seen in part, knowing in part. That's part. That's incomplete. So when you see this sign, this little text that I got, it says it was incomplete, it was literally saying only part of it was there. And then it said that in order for us to fulfill what we want to send to you, it's not sufficient. So insufficient means there is some in part, but there's an insufficiency necessary for what is for me to deliver. So there's things that are supposed to come to you right now, but because you are incomplete, not that you're bad. Incomplete is not bad. What is bad is going backwards, not losing the completion that you have. That would be bad. But if you look at a child and you look at their development and they're walking at 1 year old, you don't sit there and go, here's the keys, go and drive. They're incomplete compared to that, but they are complete in walking. You understand? They walk. Now they'll walk better and they'll faster and they'll pace themselves. They'll learn all kinds of levels of walking, but they are incomplete in those levels of walking, but they're complete in one level of walking. So when you're looking at greatness, what we often do is we look at ourselves and we go, I'm not this, and I'm not this, and I'm not this. And we start to compare ourselves and we start to call ourselves insufficient for things that we don't actually need at this moment. Insufficiency is I'm not complete for the things that I need right now. Now, so that means if I am supposed to be walking and I'm 5 years old and I'm just choose not to walk, now I'm insufficient because I can. And I could, but I'm not completely motivating myself, moving myself to the place of sufficiency to where I'm actually accomplishing what's necessary at this point. That's really, if you think about the word insufficient, it's lacking in what is necessary or required. The word incomplete is not complete, lacking some part. And the word complete is to have all parts or all elements. So when you're working from one level, from good to great, and you're working on the scale of greatness, remember the scale of greatness is going to keep on moving. I'm increasing in greatness because I'm capturing more insufficient space, making it sufficient space, making it complete space, increasing. So this year, you're going to be more complete than you were last year, which means you have accomplished something great. Now, this is what we do. When we look at it and we go, we put our incomplete in the past. Well, I'm incomplete over there. I'm incomplete over there. I'm bad over there. I didn't like that. And what you're doing is you're making that incomplete. You're complete when you put it in the past. Incomplete should never be put in the past. Incomplete is always in the future. It's something I'm still learning. It's something I'm still discovering. It's something I did that, but it's incomplete. So if it's incomplete, do it again, and do it again. Don't let that failure, that incomplete, be the thing that is now you're great at failing, or you're great at being incomplete, or you're great at not finishing. That's not greatness. Greatness moves forward. Greatness increases. So if you're incomplete, well, I didn't do this and I didn't do that, that's not complete. But if you have the potential to go back and complete it, complete it. If you have the, make sure it's complete. Now, complete means it's exhausted all of its ability, its possibilities, and it's completely whole. So that's what we want for you. So I want to encourage you with that. I have more. I'm going to just continue to talk to those that are part of the Academy of Influence, but I want to encourage you this, and with this, don't look at your past and go, that's incomplete. Look at your future and go, that's incomplete. But the past, if something is not incomplete, if something is not complete in the past, put it in front of you. It's still not something that you can dial in and go, that's now stationed. That's now permanent. That's now what I am and who I am. You've got to move it in front of you, and you've got to make it now a part of your future. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it better, and I'm going to finish it. It's not complete, but it doesn't mean I'm bad. It's not complete. It means there's still more to be done. I'm going to grow in greatness. The last thing I want to share about this is when you see something something that is complete in the past, if you look at a child and you go, that child can walk, that's great. Call that great. Call it good. That's great. That's great that you can walk. Don't go, oh, but he's a little wobbly. No, that's great. See, what we need to do is we need to talk to the parts that are complete, because when incomplete means there's parts that are complete and there's parts that are not complete. And we need to talk about the parts that are complete and go, that's good. That's great. There's still more over here. That's what we're calling incomplete. We're not calling it yet insufficient, because I don't have need of that yet. But when I have need of that, I will know how to make that also great and make that also complete. Hopefully that is important. That is important to you, because it's important to me, because I want you to grow in greatness. Great is a station. Greatness is a process of increase, and you're growing in that greatness. Hopefully this was a shorter one. I don't have my timer going. I think I went 11 minutes. So anyway, hopefully I didn't waste all your time with this, but if you are part of the Academy of Influence, go ahead and look in your email. And I'm going to be sending you a link to the rest of this information so that you can get this directly in your world. And I'm excited about making sure that it's available to you at Academy of Influence. It's a Facebook group that's secure and secret. Shh, don't tell anyone unless you're part of it. And then you can become a part of it just by going to academyofinfluence.rocks or Tracey Armstrong, and just join us. On my website, it's called Crowns Academy of Influence. Just go ahead and connect with that, and you will get more of the deeper core stuff. But I'm going to give you complete thoughts here on this Facebook feed, but I'm going to give that core, deeper level of the thought in the other feed. So we'll look forward to seeing you next week. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you. All right, Academy of Influence peeps.